Hey everyone, I'm Heinz and welcome to my channel. And in today's video, we'll be taking a look at a new approach that I've developed to use Dark Venus to trade on the XAUUSD or spot gold against the US dollar. Now, this has been one of the most requested instruments on the channel, so I've taken the time and developed a brand new approach using one of the most popular free Forex robots, Dark Venus, to trade on gold. But before moving forward, if you find any of the information in this video helpful, I'm going to ask you to drop it a like. Also subscribe to stay updated with future videos. So let's jump right in and head over to my MetaTrader 5 and we'll take a closer look at a couple of different backtests for this new set file. So firstly, I'll be testing Dark Venus MT5, but I'll also have a MetaTrader 4 version of the set file available. We'll be testing against the XAUUSD on the hourly time frame, and since the 10th of January 2024 until the 27th of July 2025, using a 10 millisecond delay and every tick based on real ticks, which will give us the most accurate testing. And for our first strategy test, because we'll be using a small deposit of only $100. Now, if we take a look at the graph that this generates using the set file, which I'll provide, you'll notice that each trade is an individual trade, meaning it doesn't use any dangerous strategies like cost averaging or grid. What this means is each individual trade has a stop loss and take profit, so we'll see individual deposit loads at the bottom and no increasing lot sizing. Now, by doing this, we have a very safe approach because we avoid the martingale risk that is inherent for this expert advisor. Now, starting with a balance of $100 and using a 0.01 blot over this period, we were able to generate a total net profit of over $70 with a very low equity drawdown of only $30. This gave us a positive profit factor of 1.39, even though it only won 44% of the 79 trades placed. Now, the way that this expert advisor trades is uses the Bollinger Bands to determine whether to buy or sell. And in this version that I'll be releasing, each trade has a set stop loss and take profit. Now, the first thing that you'll need to adjust when using Dark Venus on your own broker is make sure to adjust the maximum spread to align with your broker's requirements. Then on top of this, for the examples, I used a risk percenter free with money management enabled. This means it will auto-calculate the lot sizing according to the account balance. Now, important when you are using Dark Venus, you need to understand that you have 6 different strategy options available that are all based around the very popular Bollinger Bands. So out of the 6 options that we have available, I use the uptrend buy and downtrend sell. The reason for this is I want to create a trend following strategy that trades along with major moves. So the 6 different options is a sell above and buy below and its reverse, and then the uptrend buy and downtrend sell and its reverse, and cross up the central band in an uptrend and its reverse. Now for this, I follow using a trend following strategy with a Bollinger Band period set at 50 with a standard deviation of 3. Then the next important thing is our trading hours according to broker server time. And for these examples, I'll be using GMT plus 3 as the broker server time. And I've set up Dark Venus to start trading at 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. Then when it comes to the trading days, I've left most of these on true, including Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. However, I don't want it to enter new trades on Fridays, so I've set that to false, and the same for Saturday and Sunday. Then I wanted the set file to be FIFO compliant, or in other ones, first one in and first one out, so I've set allow buy and sell at the same time to false. Now, very importantly, when it comes to this, I've also changed the maximum amount of buy orders and maximum amount of sell orders to 1 each. Then on top of this, all of the grid options have been set to false. The reason behind this is This approach uses an individual stop loss and take profit for each trade. So I don't want it increasing the lot size when the trade is moving against us, as is typical of dollar cost averaging strategies. Now, if we look at our gain loss target settings, you'll notice that each trade has an individual or default stop target of 400 points, or in other words, $4, with a take target of 700 points or $7. What this means is for every $4 that we risk, we aim to make $7 in profit for 0.01 lot sizing. Then I also have some additional safety measures in place, but I have disabled the trailing stop, meaning that each trade just has a stop loss and take profit. Then lastly, to ensure that we are not stuck in trades over the weekend, I've also enabled the close all on Friday, freeze on Friday, and forced close on Friday. What this means is that every Friday, whether a trade is in a profit or loss, it will close that trade, which means we won't be exposed to any weekend moves and we can safely trade each week. Then lastly, we just have a few graphic options and a custom comment for each trade. Now, many of you might be wondering a $70 profit on a $100 account, but the great thing about this is that the set file is scalable. So if we change up to other balances with the auto lot calculator enabled, it will automatically increase our total net profit, but also our equity drawdown. Now, I'm planning on trading this on a $1,000 RoboForex account, so I also did some testing using a $1,000 balance. So this is exactly the same set file as that we used on the $100. The only difference is the increase in the account size. Now using this, it increases our total net profit to $219 and our equity drawdown is at $90, or in other words, 8.14%. We still had exactly the same win rate of 44% out of the 79 trades, giving us a positive profit factor of 1.40. So now that we've looked at the nuts and the bolts of the set file, and we see that in the past it's been profitable, I'm going to show you next how to implement the strategy on a 3-digit account. So what we'll be doing next is heading to my virtual private server or VPS where I'm running my RoboForex account. And on here, I've already opened the XAUUSD on the hourly time frame. And after attaching Dark Venus to the chart, we can now adjust the settings for a 3-digit broker. So in our previous example, we looked at FBS Online, which uses a 2-digit symbol for gold. However, when you switch it over to a 3-digit symbol, it's important that you make the following adjustments. Firstly, I increased our maximum spread and assigned a brand new magic number of 9111. On top of this, there are a few other small changes that I've made to the set file, increasing both the take profit and stop loss size, as this is now a 3-digit broker. So you'll notice there's an additional 0 behind each of these, as I've increased this to accompany a 3-digit system. Now this account will be able to be tracked on my FX book, and I'll leave a link down in the comments below. Now lastly, to get the best performance out of any expert advisor, it's important that you have the right tools for the job. So firstly, I recommend using a virtual private server or VPS, meaning you can constantly be online with a low latency. And then on top of this, always look for an ECN or low spread account. And with all of that said, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to drop it a like and subscribe for future content. Until next time, bye.